Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the Truly Odd Podcast, where we bring you the latest in game news and movie news. I am your host, Joe Garcia. So grab your controllers, get your popcorn, and let's dive right on in. So getting straight to it, our first game news topic of the day is, and forgive me guys, I don't not know how to pronounce this properly, but it's inZOI or inZOI. It's basically a game that's like The Sims. It's more like modern gameplay for the Sims. And I saw the gameplay was 20 minutes. Now, these type of games are not for me. I find these games very boring, and it's not a knock on the game at all. It's just not for me. It's not the type of games that I enjoy. But the reason I wanted to talk about it is because there are a lot of people that do enjoy The Sims and other games like it. And if you haven't had a chance to take a look at it, I highly recommend you take a look in the description down below. I have a link to the gameplay footage so you guys could check it out. And it does seem pretty interesting if these are the type of games that interest you. The graphics are phenomenal, so it's very interesting to live your life as a simulation, I guess. And yeah, some people just tend to enjoy it more than I do. So go ahead and take a look, guys. Let me know what you think of this game. And honestly, I like the graphics on it. I'm hoping more games can look this good in the future, especially top-down games like this one seems to be. Moving on to our next topic of the day. Game of Thrones Kingsroad early access release date trailer has dropped. Now I have two links in the description down below. It is the early access trailer, and I also have the gameplay trailer. Now the gameplay one dropped about a week or two ago, or maybe even 3 weeks ago, and I had not seen it until today. So I took a look at the gameplay footage, and this game looks like it's going to be a lot of fun in the world of Westeros, and looks like you got White Walkers, giants, dragons, and it looks like a lot of fun, and I think people will enjoy to play this game. Now the early access drops on, I think it's March 26th. So if you're interested in this game, you will have early access on Steam. Now, I'm not sure if this game is going to be coming to consoles or not. I hadn't looked into it. All I did was take a look at the early access trailer and the gameplay. That's all I've heard of this game. But I am a big fan of Game of Thrones. I enjoyed the show. I've enjoyed House of the Dragon. I look forward to when that is coming out again. And this game does look to be a lot of fun. And I might check it out. We'll have to wait and see. Now, I don't play a lot of PC games. That's because I just don't have a powerful PC. The one I have is pretty decent, so I might have to check this game out if I get the opportunity, if I have like a free-to-play day or something of that sort, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But yeah, if there's any games like this on Steam or any early access stuff you guys like me to take a look at, just let me know in the comments down below, and we'll work something out there and see if we can get some content, maybe some streams going on there. Now, I have never done Twitch or anything like that, so we'll probably make it a YouTube thing and figure out all the details from there. But yeah, Game of Thrones, Kingsroad looks fun. I hope you guys have a chance to take a look and let me know what you guys think of the gameplay. Moving on to our next topic. Hazelight begins working on its next game. So they were just recently interviewing the director of Hazelight, or I think the head of the studio for Hazelight, and he was talking about working with EA. And I guess he's been, I guess, EA doesn't have the best rep for working with their developers, but he put some high praise on EA, saying that they're a good partner to work with, that they stay out of their way when it comes to the creative for their games. They are just strictly their publishers, but a good partner to work with, and they have absolutely zero input on their game, which is lovely to hear. And that's awesome because this company has made some of the best games, in my opinion. And they're the creators of Split Fiction and It Takes Two and A Way Out. And during this interview that he was having, he announced that they have already started working on their next project. And he gave us no details because they're only a month into the creation of their next project, but he seems to be very excited. And I love the way that this studio is working and how they're doing things. He said basically they're focusing on the individual game that they're working on until it's released. Once it's released, they move on to the next game, and it takes about 3 to 4 years to develop that game. And what they've done with the 3 games that they have released has been phenomenal. Split Fiction has probably been my favorite game this year thus far, and I can't wait to see what else they come up with for this next project. I'm wondering if they're going to go away from the split screen thing or if they're going to keep on it. I'm very curious what they're going to end up doing with this game, and I'm just very excited to see. And it's very nice to finally hear some good things about EA for once. Most of the times you hear about EA, they talk about shutdowns, layoffs, and how they're not a great partner and great publisher to work with. So it's nice seeing that Hazelight hasn't had an issue with them, and they're continuing to thrive as a company, both under EA and for themselves. And yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that we're going to be getting another game from the Hazelight Studios, and I'm very excited for that because I honestly think Split Fiction is going to win Game of the Year so far. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But what a phenomenal game, and I'm very happy that the studio is doing successful with their co-op games and their releases. Okay, moving on to our next topic. So hold on for a second, guys. I need to open up these articles right here because this is very interesting. This has to do with Assassin's Creed and how Japan is having issues with the game so far. Now, the Prime Minister of Japan recently came out, I think, during one of Japan's government talks. I forget what those are called, but he was speaking about how disrespectful that this game is being to the culture of Japan and its people. Now, there are many things that are kind of controversial within this Assassin's Creed Shadows game that have come out. Specifically, it talks to how I think there's a video going around how a player is in a shrine and he uses his sword to chop up and disrespect the shrine. And that is a big no-no in the Japanese culture because that is their, religious beliefs and things of that sort. So there are many, many issues going on with Ubisoft and their Assassin's Creed game in Japan. It seems to be quite an issue, and it goes on to other political issues that Japan is having with tourism and people disrespecting, their and vandalizing their things with graffiti and recording it and doing things of that sort. So I think that they're worried because you can go around in this Assassin's Creed game killing NPCs, non-playable characters, and just killing them randomly, and they're worried that some crazy lunatics in the world will go to Japan and feel like they can do this on their own. Now, I don't think violence in game represents the violence in real life. That's just my opinion. And the reason for that is because I've played a lot of games growing up, from Grand Theft Auto, God of War, and a bunch of different ones as a kid, and I never became a violent person. And, that doesn't mean I speak for the world, but in just my opinion and my experience, that has not been the case for anyone in my life currently. Now, I'm not saying that's never happened, but I think it's more of a rarity than it is the standard. But it's really interesting to see what's happening right now with Japan in this game. Now, Ubisoft is going to release a patch so that you can no longer destroy the shrines and some of the stuff within the shrines and disrespect those things. So I just think this is a bad look for Ubisoft. There was already controversy within this game with the characters and having, homosexual innuendos with the characters and things of that sort. A bunch of craziness going on with this game from my experience and what I've seen in these news articles. But I think it's just a game, and some people, it's fiction. You can make up what you want, you could do what you want with the characters. It doesn't mean that it's true and it's happened in real life. But a lot of people get offended by these things, and you have to be really careful. And I think a good example is Ghost of Tsushima. It did phenomenal representing the Japanese culture as a samurai and things of that sort and their history, and it was not very disrespectful to the to the country. And now the Ubisoft is just up in arms and having issues with the Japanese government currently. So we'll see what ends up happening with the story. I'll see if we get some more updates as the weeks go on. But very sad news to hear, especially when the game had just been released as of today. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Have you looked into this information? Does it interest you? Is it sad to see what's happening with Assassin's Creed Shadows and how the Prime Minister of Japan is reacting towards some of the clips that they've seen in the game? Let me know what you all think in the comments down below. Moving on to our last game topic of the day. NetEase, the publishers of Marvel Rivals, is being sued for $900 million. Now they're being sued by State of Decay co-creator Jeff Stain and his wife Annie Strain. Sorry, It looks like they're suing them on accounts. They're accusing NetEase of defamation and damages for their game publishing business at Pride and Media, Puritan Media. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. Well, according to this article, it looks like that Jeff and his company was working on a game called Project Vonger. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I mean, and yeah, it looks like that the reason that they're suing them is because the company NetEase owned about 25% of the company, and kind of put a bad word out there for what was going on with the development of this game and this developer, and it made other investors not want to invest in the game and making the studio shut down. Now, there's a lot of subsidiaries and things going on within this article and a lot of information, so please take a look. I'll have it in the description down below. But this is very interesting. I personally haven't seen anything like this happen in the game industry where everyone gets sued left and right, of course, but nothing this specific where defamation case for a studio and another studio. Now, NetEase, of course, is declining anything, and they're saying they're going to fight this in court, and we'll see what ends up happening. But this is not good for NetEase because they've been dealing with a lot of scrutiny in the media lately with all the layoffs that they had, getting rid of one of their game directors that was here in the United States. Now, there's other things that look a bit shady going on with the Chinese government and things like that regarding NetEase because it is a Chinese company. So it looks like there's some accusation of things going on there that they're not following the U.S. foreign investment laws and things of that sort. So we'll see what ends up happening. This is another interesting thing. But yeah, seems the game industry this year alone has been dealing with a lot of bull and we're going to have to see what ends up happening with this $900 million lawsuit. I'm very curious what I'm pretty sure they'll settle out of court for a big number, but hopefully we'll get some details down the road to find out more of what's going on here with NetEase and the co-creator of oh my god, I just said the game. I hate it when I do this. The co-creator of State of Decay. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think he's justified in suing them? Do you know any more information? Please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Alright guys, moving on to our movie topics of the day. So it looks like Bob Iger has come out during an investment call and announced that they are in development of Coco 2 coming out, or set for 2019. Or sorry, not 2019, 2029. My apologies, guys. I wrote that down wrong. But yeah, I think this is a bit early to be announcing this, but they have to talk to the investors and let them know what's coming down the pipeline for movies and things of that sort. But I'm excited for Coco 2. I'm hoping that you guys have looked at Coco #1 and how phenomenal that movie was. And Pixar just makes magic. There's not really a Pixar movie that I 100% dislike. I think the worst Pixar movie, other than ones that start with cars, not that those are bad movies, just not my favorites, is probably Planes. If that's even a Pixar movie, I think it is. But yeah, Pixar just makes magic, and they do phenomenal work. And with Coco, they did great. They really captured the Hispanic culture. Me as a Mexican man and Hispanic background, I really enjoyed it, and it really helps you connect with your heritage, and it's lovely that you can share that with the world as well when they release great movies and great content like they did with Coco. So yeah, I'm excited for Coco 2. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Coco 2? Are you looking forward to it? And honestly, do you think 2029 is too far away? I think they're in the early stages of development for Coco, but I think they should be further along. I think Coco came out, 3 years ago or something? So yeah, this is very interesting that they're taking so long to develop their next movie, which is going to be within 4 years from now. Crazy amount of time. Moving on to our next topic. Snow White Rotten Tomatoes score is out. Now, there's a lot of reviews going around, a mixed bag, a lot of praising the singing of Rachel Zegler. Some are praising how fun Gal Gadot's performances are. Other people are saying that it's, just good enough and I guess somewhat joyful. but it's a very, very big mixed bag. It is right now, as of today, March 20th, it's sitting at 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, so right in the middle of the road, coming up at 50%. They have 136 reviews in. Now, this is very interesting because when they initially released the social media reactions, so if you guys don't know, let me do a quick breakdown for you. So the way the studios work is you have an embargo, and what that means is you can't release your review for the movie until the embargo lifts. Now, sometimes what they'll do, or most of the time what they'll do, is they'll have a social media embargo where you can post on your Twitter, Facebook, and things of that sort a little short review of what you think for the film. And most people and most media outlets focus on the positives of the film with social media posts because you don't have a lot to say necessarily on social media. You have a certain amount of characters you have to do. But once full reviews come out, that's when the story changes. And initially, when the social media reviews came out, things were looking good for Snow White. People were saying very positive things with a couple minor things here and there. But now that the full embargo has lifted, which is a day before this, or no, not even a day. I think within 24 hours before the movie was released, which is not a good sign for movies, by the way. It's better when they release it a week or so earlier. But anyways, um, yeah, it just didn't look good once it came out. So I'm very shocked to see the Rotten Tomato score so low. I was expecting more 60 to 70 based off the social media reactions, but who knows? A lot of people will call reviewers and critics shills and getting paid by the company. I don't think any of that. I just think people were, focused on their positive reactions initially, and then had fully time to digest the movie before the full review came out. But yeah, I'm probably going to be checking this movie out tonight with my lady. She's interested in watching it. So, me being a good boyfriend, I have to attend and accompany her. And I'll probably make her go watch Magazine Dreams, which is also be set to release today, which leads us into our next topic. So it looks like another Jonathan Majors, the star of Magazine Dreams and King the Conqueror, has another scandal amidst the release of Magazine Dreams. And Rolling Stones magazine has released an audio clip of Jonathan Major, I guess, admitting of choking his ex-girlfriend. Now, I listened to the audio. It's a little hard to make out, but they do have a write out of what was said. So if you're interested in any of this information, go ahead and check out the link I have below with the article provided. And in this article, you will see the audio clip. But hold on one second, guys. Let me see if I can pull this up. Article. It looks like Rolling Stones is giving me an issue. Anyways, it looks like the lady in the video audio was saying that how, you choked me and throw me against the car. And he said, yeah, something, but he never admitted to choking her. He said, yeah, I did things to you or whatever. Now, this is really sad, and I'm very curious because amidst this, there was a lot of drama going on with his court dates and things like that before. So I'm very curious why this audio is being released right now with the release of Magazine Dreams. Maybe someone has it out for him. Maybe his ex released it. It's just weird. And things were looking good up for him. There was other news articles before this about him getting married to the dang, what's her name? She was in Stomp the Yard, I think. Hold on. Let's see. Her name is Megan Good. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I guess he just got married to Megan Good at a backyard wedding. He had sent a letter to Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios saying nice things about them, and then if they ever need him to return as king, that they know where to find him. So things were looking up, and now with the release of Magazine Dreams, it looked like he was gonna probably get back on track with his career slowly but surely. And it looks like with this being released, that is not going to be the case any longer. No one. I don't think this has been a verified audio thing. I don't know if it's AI generated or whatnot, but it's just really sad to see this happen to Jonathan Majors. And honestly, if he did do these things and this is what happened, then shame on him. And I think harming people, let alone women, is very bad, and you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. And so, if he did do these things, I'm kind of happy that his career is no longer going to be big, and I hope Megan Good's okay. But moving on to our next topic. It looks like there's a lot of drama going on in the movie world because our next topic is talking about 47 Ronin director arrested for stealing money from Netflix. So if you haven't heard, the director of 47 Ronin, I guess, had a deal with Netflix to create a show. I guess it was a sci-fi show involving clones and how that goes on in the world. Not too many details, but his name is Clark Eric Rich Rinchen. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I guess he stole $11 million, and some of the breakdowns here are pretty crazy. It looks like he blew money on investments, and then he blew money on in crypto investments. It looks like he bought 5 Rolls Royces, a Ferrari, watches, clothing, luxury bedding, linens, credit card bills he paid. He also paid for attorney fees to sue Netflix and to deal with his divorce. About 3.8 million was spent on furniture and acquired, including 2 mattresses that cost $680,000 total. I would love to sleep on those mattresses and see what those are like. A half dozen cars worth $2.4 million, and he's accused of course, money laundering, 4 counts of engaging in monetary transactions related to illegal activities. Was it wire fraud? Just wow, crazy what's going on here. And the reason it's crazy is because I don't know how he got away with this without the studio knowing what was going on. Because when you're creating a project, what you do, like let's just say it's a film, what you do is you make your own LLC. It becomes its own, almost its own company, I guess you can say. And a lot of studios, what they do is they track that information to make sure that the money is being spent properly. And it looks like they just trusted this guy and just gave him the money, which is very weird. Now, I think was happening back in maybe 2020 or 2013, maybe. It's hard to say. No, he directed the 47 Ronin in 2013. So he probably got this project around 2020 or so, and has just been blowing their money and living it up in the meantime. And that is just wild to hear. It's just, especially with so much money involved, you would think the studio would have someone tracking and keeping track of what's going on with this project. Now, from my understanding, there's nothing regarding this project. There hasn't been anything done, any work done on it. And he was supposed to have this series, I think, completed by now. So he has been arrested, and he's looking at quite a bit of jail time for everything going on here. I think he's currently has, yeah, it looks like he has $100,000 bond for. So wow, just ridiculous stuff going on. I can't believe this actually happened within the movie industry, and sad to see this director do it because I'm actually a fan of the 47 Ronin movie. So, I mean, I guess he just tried to get away with it. Maybe he tried to make money off his crypto investments and invest it back into the movie, and he ended up losing out on a lot of it. He probably thought it was going somewhere and it didn't end up going nowhere. Really sad to see what's going on here. And hopefully Netflix can get their justice. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think this story's crazy? What do you think? Do you think the 47 Ronin director did what he should and got paid out, or just let me know what you guys think? What a crazy story. And on to our last topic of the day. It looks like, so there's a movie called Coyote versus Acme, which is, if you don't know, Coyote and the Roadrunner, Acme is the company he uses to get all his equipment when he's hunting down the Roadrunner. And this is based off of, I think, a short story or novel or something for Coyote versus Acme. But Warner Brothers made this film and shelved it, meaning they're not going to release it. They used it as a tax write-off. But it looks like Coyote versus Acme could be saved by Ketchup. And now forgive me, I don't know if they're Ketchup Studios. I don't know the name of this place, but they're a company, Ketchup Entertainment. Forgive me. So it looks like they recently purchased the rights, or they purchased the movie. The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, which was just released in theaters. I think it released in over 2,000 screens and made, I think, 3 million, give or take. And it's still out in theaters, so if you're interested in that, go check that out. But it looks like they might be interested in purchasing the Coyote versus Acme movie, which I hope they do. This movie sounds very interesting and very entertaining. It stars John Cena and Lana Condar, and it's just a very interesting movie where Coyote hires a lawyer to sue Acme, and I would love to see hilariousness ensue. I'm hoping this deal is something that goes through. Now, nothing is guaranteed as of right now. I think Warner Brothers originally tried to shop this movie around to other studios where they showed it to them, but I think the price tag was a bit too high. I believe they're asking for about $70 million, but it looks like they might be selling it to Catch Up Entertainment for about $50 million. Nothing is guaranteed though. No one's decided to comment on this. Warner Brother and Catch Up declined to comment in the article from Deadline. So yeah, if this is interesting to you guys, go ahead and take a look at the description I have down below. I'll have the link to this article so you guys can take a look at it for yourself. But yeah, another more drama in the movie industry going on. But this one I think is good drama with the thought of Coyote v Acme coming out into theaters eventually. I would love to see this movie. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited to see Coyote v Acme, and are you hoping Catch Up Entertainment purchases the rights to the movie so they can release it? And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Truly Odd Podcast. So thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. And until then, remember, guys, stay true, be odd.